Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here. Don't forget to subscribe. But today we're talking AI because I'm asking the question, is artificial intelligence actually more creative and empathetic than we are? And I think it's getting there, but I don't think it's quite there yet. Now, there's a really good write-up by MJ Crockett of The Guardian on this. And here's what's going on, because some scientists are claiming that AI can already outperform us in domains that we thought were exclusively ours, like empathy, creativity, conflict resolution, and on and on. And for the record, it's true that several studies basically have researchers saying that they've staged competitions in which AI does appear to outperform us in these very human areas. But a closer look reveals that, quite frankly, it's rigged against us. And here's the thing, these competitions do not actually ask the artificial intelligence to perform human tasks. It's more accurate to say that they're asking us to behave more like AI as they perform lifeless simulations of human tasks, and that's why we keep losing these studies. So, as a really good example, take a recent study that claimed AI expresses empathy better than human doctors and therapists. In this study, researchers asked OpenAI's ChatGPT to generate written responses to posts on Reddit about physical and mental health struggles. So a real human post, I'm having a mental or physical struggle, and ChatGPT, like therapists, are responding. And so that is the framework. And then next, they compared the responses of ChatGPT to those of the actual humans that were responding, that were qualified to respond, doctors, therapists, etc. Now, across that study and other studies similar to it, basically ChatGPT's responses were rated as more empathetic than those of their human counterparts. So let's dissect this for a second here, because the problem with this logic can be illustrated by a simple thought experiment. You've had a terrible day. You've been yelled at by your boss, your sibling just filed for divorce, you're waiting on basically medical tests, you might have cancer, who knows? You're desperate for help. You want some kind of support in your life, and so what do? Odds are you're not logging into Reddit, right, to receive a generic written response from a stranger, basically even one who is an expert and trained on this, or even a chatbot. You're going to want support from people around you, those that care about you, those that understand your life, they're involved with you. Your work buddy also clashed with your jerk boss, and so now you've got camaraderie. Your best friend, basically knows your siblings as well. Your partner held your hand at your doctor's office, et cetera, et cetera. And so by virtue of that, that is an actual support infrastructure. So tests of AI empathy typically don't compare a chatbot's cold comfort with the kind of socially embedded care that we need as human beings. And if they did take that into account, how could a chatbot possibly win that? Also, consider a recent paper claiming that AI can produce more novel ideas than experts in a field. So in this study, researchers asked basically computer science PhD students and postdocs to compete with a modified version of Anthropic's Claude AI. Now, the task essentially assigned to both of them, humans and AI, was to come up with new research ideas, and each competitor was assigned a research topic, for example, how to reduce bias in AI systems, and also a template for writing out their ideas to mask the stylistic differences between a human and AI so the judges wouldn't tell them apart. All of the ideas were then judged by another group of PhD students and postdocs who didn't know whether the idea was an artificially intelligence generated one or a human one. The judges rated AI generated differences as more novel, in some cases more exciting, than the human generated ones. That seems really impressive, but consider how scientific research actually works. There are stereotypes of scientists as lone geniuses, think Einstein, Newton, etc., but there's overwhelming evidence that science is a team effort and more diverse, and basically by virtue of that can do more creative and impactful science together as opposed to the lone individual. We're more innovative when we draw on communities of knowledge thinking together through a complex problem. And that's what AI does. It learns on us, right? But that's not the test that the researchers did humans versus machines. The humans in this study had to come up with their ideas alone, whereas collaboratively we brainstorm, and the Chat GPTs and Claude AIs of the world are going to brainstorm on our collective knowledge together. And so once again, the AI victory is essentially hollow when we consider that humans in this game had to basically leave their best talents behind, which is collaborative relationships and brainstorming. And when I'm coming up and talking with new ideas with a team or anything like that, it's great. I absolutely love the collaborative process because the more diverse the diversity there is, the better the solutions become. And quite frankly, my third TED Talk was on that in an entirely different way, talking about facial recognition and how we can defeat it. But a more diverse development of artificial intelligence helps improve facial recognition. It's the same concept. And so as we are looking at this, and people say, "Oh yes, we have more empathy," as a one-off. Now, I think to my initial premise, before I dove into MJ Crockett's article in The Guardian, was that, yeah, it's getting better. And it's getting better because it's learning collectively on us. And I think that's an important thing to understand. And at some point, will it gain more empathy or more creativity? Possibly. But until then, the collective diversity of who we are and how we collaborate far outweighs any artificial intelligence in our life. And I think we are reticent if we forget that. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, where you can collectively enjoy my work. Same with YouTube or Blue Sky or Mastodon. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private and informed. Take care.